You make every, like, 11-year-old. When do people start masturbating? Let's
11?
say...
Dude, 11? You are going to shoot a school up, bro.
I don't know. What's the age?
9?
You went down?
6?
You're going down?
Dude.
4 years old? Is that what you guys started? How...
Hey, let me tell you what you're about to watch. I got some comic friends meeting me, and we're all bringing our most offensive jokes. The ones that divide a crowd, the ones that get boos, not laughs. But we believe there's still some funny in there, and we're gonna find it. I'm Andrew Schulz, and this is Inside Jokes.
Guys, let's begin.
Yeah, this one's pretty quick too. This one's a little more palatable. It just doesn't really, it gets a lot of pullback in coastal cities because I talk about growing up being anti-guns. I was doing a thing where I was saying, like, I never fired a gun, so I was always like, get the guns out of here. We don't need guns, we got words. Yep. And then a couple months ago, I fired a gun for the first time, and now it's like, oh, I get it. Like, guns are the best. Like, the only people who don't like guns are people that haven't fired a gun yet. Because it's like, but then I talk about how, like, how it, like, really changed me immediately, that whole feeling of, like, having power in your hands. And sometimes I'll, like, ask people, be like, you know, the first time you felt a gun, did you have that, like, a flash of a second where you were like, I'm going to kill everyone? Did you? And, like, a lot of people will be like, what? And then I'm like, all right, well, then that, as a white guy, that's a terrible thought. I can't have that thought. Like, I'm the school shooter fucking sleeper self. I thought I, like, awoke something in me the second I had that gun. But it's just, like, now with guns and all the shootings, like, people get very, like, iffy. But I was saying, and I think you and I have talked about this once, it's almost like if you're at the top of the Empire State Building, right? And then you're, like, got this beautiful view, and then right as you're about to take a picture, someone fucking steps in front of it, and you have that thought where you're like, I can kind of just, like, you know, like, by the time he hits the ground, like, logistically speaking, I will be long gone. Like, it's not that I want to do it, I just like having options. That's
So here's something maybe, since people are sensitive about the shooting, the funny can be about, it's about guns, but it's not about the shooting.
Right.
So the topic is shooting, and the funny can be like, you're 30 years old, right? Like you don't want to learn MMA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I've already passed my performance peak.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to fucking learn how to fight at this age. You know what I mean? Right. And then there's something about, like, those cauliflower ears.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's something funny in that, right?
Is that Chris Rockich, though? You got pecs, I got texts? Shit,
I
like guns. Guns keep me safe. Also, Lingon has a bit where he says, and we can just work around this and make it different. Lingon Mitra has a bit where he says, like, every time I fired a gun and every shot, I felt myself becoming more conservative. Where he said, like, he shoots it once and then he's like, I don't know if gays should be allowed to get married. And he fires again. He goes, the problem with poor people is they're not trying hard enough. And then
good idea. Yeah, mine is just more from the perspective of being like, that's just this, like, a crazy killing machine, and then being like, oh, I've never experienced the ability to, because again, with, like, this body, I've never felt imposing or tough, and then all of a sudden you're like, now I control life. Like, I can instantly take away life in what a UFC person would do, you know what I mean? Or something like, I don't know how to snap your neck, but I got a pretty good finger, you know what I mean? It's like, but it's very...
You could, if you, I don't know if you actually care either way, but you could position that as an anti-gun bit. Like, this is why we can't have guns.
Right.
Because...
Yeah.
And then you can be like, listen, as a white guy...
That would ease their minds so fucking...
Yeah,
they would
I
be
just
able
was
to
like,
laugh.
I understand why we got to get rid of it, because I thought...
Because I fucking love guns.
Yeah.
No, it's listen, I've always been... We can't have guns. We can't have guns. And
the reason we can't.
The reason we can't is because I went shooting for the first time, and I had the time of my life. I wanted to kill everyone. Yeah. But you're saying we can't, so they can laugh.
So they're confused. But that's the funny thing, too. The other thing that's weird is, like, how wildly accurate I was on the chart for a person who was firing a gun for the first... Like, I was hitting heart and head every single shot. I'm like,
buddy.
I shouldn't be this good at... I mean, I played a lot of video games, but I shouldn't be this good at firing a gun for the first time. Like, it's like getting in a Ferrari and just knowing how to drive stick.
Is the point about... Well, the point doesn't necessarily...
Now you're freaking me
out. Yeah.
So then I was like, there's a school.
I know this is going to sound hacky, but my actual thought was, you're just white. It's just what you guys do. Right. That's literally what I thought. But it could become like, we can't have, it's so easy to kill everybody. Like, it's not about you being gifted. It's about guns being such efficient killing machines that you're like, I've never fired. It still fits into that umbrella though. I never fired a gun. I was killing this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Any idiot gets a hold of a gun, no training. He's killing everybody.
Yeah.
And then even the line you said were like, the only people who are anti-gun are people who haven't fired a gun, and that's why we can't have guns.
Right.
Because the second any of us get a hold of one, we love it.
So maybe lean into that part.
Yeah.
It's like heroin.
No,
that's addicting.
Yeah, but like the NRA, it's like, just give guns to people,
Yeah.
right? Like if you really want people to be into it,
Make everybody fire a gun and then be like, oh, this is too much power. This is...
just put it in their hand. Be like, no, you don't gotta shoot it.
Oh, yeah.
Just hold it.
I gotta tell you, the weight of it, I was like, it's like, you know, there's something, I've seen enough cop movies where I'm like, if I could just one time backhand pistol whip somebody, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know, just a tag, something about how you're ending life here and you can create life here, or you're like, there's up here ending life, down here creating life.
Yeah,
like
It's the God complex.
Yeah,
the God complex.
I can take life away. I can
At any
create
moment.
life. Yeah, dude.
It's intoxicating.
You really love this gun stuff.
I still only fired a gun the one time, that one day.
What kind of gun?
I fired a bunch of different ones. There was a pistol. It was a 45, which was the loudest and the most recoil of any of the guns that I fired. 45 pistol. Fired a AR-15, which that's another thing where I was like, I get why people want that to be illegal. That's like a semi-automatic like rifle, but that thing, dude, it shoots like a pea gun. Like it doesn't. There's no the 45 when you shoot that thing goes like this. When you shoot that, it's like you don't even. It's like a video game, like you know the arcade games that have
Which
the
gun was
guns.
this?
An AR-15.
Oh, that was the fucking...
Yeah, that was the one that had no thing to it, and then also like a lever action fucking rifle thing. It was at a comedy fan's house. It was
Maybe
like,
that's how you
come
stop
fire
mass
guns.
shootings. You just get rid of the guns that have no recoil.
We just go back to muskets.
Not even musket, like the AR-15.
this
Like
joint.
some 15-year-old, his wrists aren't strong enough to like handle a
Yeah,
45.
everyone just gets double barrel shotguns.
Some
and that's it.
15-year-old virgin.
Yeah,
That's
right?
the line.
Then again, he is
forearm
whacking
strength.
off.
Yeah.
If there's one thing he can hold, you got some kickback.
Maybe if you give a shotgun, you make every like 11-year-old. When do people start masturbating? Let's say
11. Dude,
11?
you are going to shoot a
9?
school up, bro.
I don't know. What's the age?
9? You went
8?
down?
6?
You're going down.
Dude, 4 years old? Is that where you guys started? How old do you
I think
have
we
to
got
be?
like an incel.
Yeah, because if you give a kid a double barrel shotgun and be like, you have to fire this, like this is rite of passage before you start getting any wrist strength, probably going to shatter both of your wrists and then you'll be traumatized. You won't want to be near guns.
It's like giving an 8-year-old a beer.
Yeah.
Or making him
just
smoke a
tastes like
cigarette.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
tastes like shit.
Try to trick him.
Yeah. Smoke the whole pack, shoot the holes, and you'll never want to do it again.
You know, firing a gun
See that
seems
blood? Very tough to get out of those jeans.
Firing a gun seems like you'd be like, I'm faithful to my wife, but I imagine if I cheated on her, it would be the exact same feeling I have of firing a gun. Like, I felt so powerful. You know what I mean? It was intoxicating. I think about it all the time.
That'll win me more
felt like
fans.
a
You know
man
what's
again.
good about guns and cheating is
But that's why you got. That's why you got to get rid of guns. You know how as a married guy, you're just like, get every hot girl out of my face. I want nothing,
Right.
nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about guns. Nothing good is going to come out of this. I
Guns
know
are
how
a
good
hot
it's going to
good.
feel.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good angle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when your girlfriend makes you get off the dating app. You know, like you guys make it official, and she's like, "You should get off dating apps." And you're like, "Yeah, I probably should, because if
Yeah.
I stay on this dating app, I'm gonna do
not
something.
gonna be good for
It's
anybody.
not gonna be good for
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah. That's guns.
That's guns. Let me tell you, when you hold that thing, you want to swipe right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that I think if you can go with it about how it made you feel, why you get it, I think something else will come out of it that we're not thinking of today.
Maybe you empathize with people who like guns. Like, I see why they like
Well, that's
it.
the initial thing. Is that I
Yeah.
try to be like, I see why you like, because I get it now. Because I was the opposite side. Now I'm on your side, but also I know why we should be on the original side I was on. You know.
I think the best argument for guns, if people want to make it serious, is you just go, and this just happened to me because I tweeted something, I forget about guns, and then like I had all these chicks that were like gun enthusiasts tweeting back at me like, I stopped my rapist because I had a gun. And like once you hear that, you're like, all right, just let them have guns.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see one of these like left-wing people look a chick in her face and be like, sorry, you got to get raped.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no way you would. And it made me go, I always thought it'd be kind of funny if women were the only ones allowed to have guns. And then it actually evens out the one advantage that men have on women, right, is physicality.
Yeah.
So now we have no power advantage because they all have guns.
Right.
Only
And
women,
then-
only
and then
women
when-
should have guns. This is pretty good.
That's
People
good.
people get behind it.
And then when there's a matriarchy, women are going to see why it got that way in the first place. Like,
We'll flip.
now you'll understand. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're going to take advantage of this.
Just a bunch of women with guns, like, you should shave your pubes.
Yeah. A bunch of guys be like, can we get the guns back? You'd be like, oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Cleaning their gun like, dinner was a little cold tonight.
Yeah. Just like this steel.